Hello, my wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, depending where you're hearing me from. So, a lot have been going on in Nigeria in Nigeria politics, and we all know that Mr. Peter Obi came out on the 1st of January 2025 to give a national speech to Nigerians. He said a lot of things, what Tinubu should do. He said what Tinubu is not doing right, and even give him a expo on what to do to make Nigeria to be working. Guess what? The APC take it to another level. There's one felix Mouka came out and began to threaten the life of Mr. Peter Obi. Said that Mr. Peter Obi have crossed the line, that whatever he see now, he has to manage it. And to me, I believe that even he was not the only person that discussed this. Maybe they have sit down together, the APC members, the caucus in the APC, they have sit together and say, no, Peter Obi is biting what he cannot chew, or he's chewing what he cannot swallow, that Peter Obi has gone too far. So this man now came out to come and say what they secretly said in their coven or in their meeting. If not, he will not come out to come and be saying all those rubbish from his mouth. And apart from that, after saying everything, Obedient came out to say no, touch Peter Obi and you will see the other side of us. Guess what? This man shamelessly came out to say he never threatened Mr. Peter Obi. I'm going to show you the video when Right News invite him to come and say, according to him, say Obedient are threatening him. They are Right News now invite him. So as they invite him, they play the video where he threatened Peter Obi, that is now denying that he did not threaten. It just, in fact, they want to put it to, I don't understand. Nigerian politicians, lots of them, if you don't know how to lie, I don't think you can become a politician in Nigeria. Imagine those 27 lawmakers that came online and said they are no longer a member of PDP. So by the time they now realize that they have made a bigger mistake in their life, that the moment they say they are no longer a member of party that voted me, they've all lost their seat. They now came online to say they never decamp. And the affidavit they swore, that they used the sworn that they are now member of PDP, they are now member of APC, they left PDP. That affidavit, according to them, disappear. Nobody can see where that paper is now. But Nigerian politicians forgotten that we are no longer in that file where your file will miss, where they will not see your file when they go to file office, where you will give the one that is responsible for file there, arranging the file. They call them boss and all. Maybe they thought maybe that is the era we are, that you go and give them money and they will bring your file and they can remove whatever document you wanted to remove. No. That is not the era we are. The era we are in, the era of internet. We are the era of social media. Whatever you say on social media remains there for life. So if you just came out and begin to deny people, I tell you, this social media, there are people that their own job is just to make sure that whatever that come out of social media, they save it to their file. Even though in 100 years time you want it, they can bring everything out. So when any politicians come out and begin to deny whatever they have said before, somebody will just go and bring it out and put it on social media space. Before you know it, millions of people will watch and they begin to post and repost it. So this time around, this man came to deny it, that he didn't say so. Please, guys, I'm going to show you the video where this man is shamelessly denying what he has said on social media, threatening Mr. Peter Obi. Now he has now come back to say he has received more than 400 threats from Obedient. You know that in this case, APC will hire people to be threatening him, to say they are obedient. We saw it in many cases where they will go online, the APC member will go online and be saying anything about their government so that the people will think they are obedient and the one that are doing it. So guys, I just want people to watch this video where this man came and they were interviewing him. I want to just thank Ayo because Rufai was not in the office. Ayo and our Nigeria wife, the way they asked him that question, though Dr. Abati was a little bit skeptical. You know him now. He's not here. He's not there because nobody know. But he even said that it takes time to call obedient mope. You understand? He also takes time to say, you know, Obi used to quote a figure from China, from which other place he called, I've forgotten. So Dr. Abate is like that. We don't know whether he's APC member. We don't know whether he's fighting, whether he's speaking for the Nigerians. We don't know whether he's speaking for APC. He has always been like that. So, guys, just watch this video. And I will watch this video. Comment and like. Thanks for watching. Please, if you have not been my friend, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. As you do, the good Lord will surely bless you in Jesus' name. Guys, watch this video. I will really, surely see you in my next video. Happy New Year once again. And I pray that this new year, God will bless you beyond your imagination. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Bye-bye, guys.
Threats.
From who exactly?
Could it be that your statement was a form of incitement, you know, to pro-Tinubu, pro-administration persons?
No. You see, he who alleges must prove. If Peter Obi says anyone threatened him, he must, beyond just saying, I've been threatened, Peter Obi, I think he, you know, for a man in his standing, he should adduce or, you know, supply some evidence of those who threaten him. Because if anyone threatened Peter Obi, we shouldn't be having a conversation in your studio. The law enforcement system should be looking for those who threatened Peter Obi's life. So, you know, but the point, I want to make two major points. One is that I, Felix Mouka, did not threaten Peter Obi. Nothing I said in that interview begins to even suggest remotely that, you know, Peter Obi, I was asking anything other than saying to the man who was asking me a question, you know, he said, you guys are calling him prophet of doom or, you know, voodoo economist. And I said, well, you know what, if that is what it's called, he has, you know, he deserves it because he's crossed the line of truth. Now, I don't know by what medium or by what, you know, effort do you then transmogrify that conversation into a threat to Obi's life and the life of his family or those around him. Okay, that is libel in the extreme.
I know Mr. Obi likes to quote figures from Bangladesh, from India, from China, but that's not what we're talking about. Let's move to the second leg of it. Has anybody threatened you? Because your own party is saying you have been threatened. And who are those people who have threatened you? How?
Actually, you know...
Because you are alleging.
Absolutely.
You should also prove.
As it turns out, Peter Obi's allegation that the words I spoke in that interview threatened his life. Now, immediately, as I speak, I have documented no less than 400 threats, about over 200 of which are death threats. I'm not talking about people just, these are written texts that I have carefully documented and which, you know, I'm providing to the law enforcement agencies, or people really telling me how they, graphically describing how they intend to take me out, to shoot me, you know, behead me in graphic language. You see, this is not a joke. And it's gone further to some members of my family who have also been, you know, threatened directly. I'm not speaking about just, you know, suggesting in graphic, you know, language. You see, but, you know, I'm not concerned about that because, you know, what has triggered this entire insanity cannot be attributed to me. I did not threaten Peter Obi. And so anybody who is threatening me, you know, that is their decision to do so. But, you know, I hope that our law enforcement system will respond as effectively as possible to also, you know, bring those individuals to justice.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm really sorry that you're having to go through death threats. It's unfortunate and sad that this is what politics in Nigeria has descended to. However, going back to Dr. Abati's first question, I don't think he responded to that clearly. It was on this station you made the statement, and I would read the statement back to you.
Yes.
And you have an opportunity now to clarify that statement. In all the statements I've seen you, and including statements from your party members, they've only just said you did not threaten. But the big question is, clarify what you mean so that it's not ambiguous, it's not open to misinterpretation. You said he has crossed the line so many times and has it coming to him whatever he gets. What did you mean by that statement?
Look, I think I did as high actually, but let me clarify that. Now, in the statement that I put out yesterday in response to this allegation, I was very clear. Now, first of all, what I meant in the context of the question, because you can't think about crossing the line outside of the question I was responding to. I didn't come to make an independent statement. I was asking the question. You just asked me a question, I'm responding now.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what I said, and I stand by what I said, which is that the question was, you called, or APC has called Peter Obi, and by the way, the issue of prophet of doom was not my word. Let me just be clear. In my statement, responding to Peter Obi's New Year message, I said that based on his extreme pessimism, he's starting to become Nigeria's leading doomsayer. That was what I said. And what is a doomsayer? Check any dictionary. It talks about somebody who is, intently pessimistic. That's my language. But, the media, because people are more familiar with prophet of doom than doomsayer, he became prophet of doom. Okay, that was the language that the interviewer put to me. And I said, simply, you have called Peter Obi doomsayer, and I answered, if he has been called doomsayer or prophet of doom, he deserves it because he has crossed the line of truth so many times. That is the open and shut, point that was made in that interview. It was a response to, you called Peter Obi, prophet of doom, and I said, well, yes, he's been called prophet of doom because he is, peddled a lot of false narratives.
Yeah, but you said has it coming?
Yes, meaning
has it coming to him?
Prophet of doom, whatever name he's called in this context, prophet of doom, voodoo economist, or economist voodoo, or doom prophet, he has it coming. Meaning that is simply an English language expression. And quite frankly, I think that, like you said, in our politics today, I know that partisanship can be, intensely polarizing. But when you speak about people's lives, we shouldn't commonize it.
Absolutely.
I'm Felix Mouka. Of what use? I'm not in competition with Peter Obi. I am not running for president today. Peter Obi is not my opponent. Felix Mouka versus Peter Obi. I don't have anything that I'm challenging Peter Obi or he's challenging me about. I speak for my party. When Peter Obi comes on national television on a New Year Day and reels out a lot of facts that I consider to be misleading, it is my duty as the national spokesman of APC to, clarify. And in my statement, there was nothing condescending. I simply said, you got it wrong. Because, for instance, crossing the line of truth means, in Peter Obi's campaign to be president, he said, on day one, I'm going to take out fuel subsidy. Tinubu took out fuel subsidy on day one. Peter Obi has continued to lambast Tinubu. And I said, on that score, you are crossing the line of truth. You also promised to do the same thing. On the issue of harmonizing the dual exchange rate, Obi promised to harmonize dual exchange rate. Tinubu harmonized dual exchange rate. Obi has continued to lambast Tinubu about it. And I said, you are crossing the line of truth. On the issue of national security, or on the issue of youth employment, everything Peter Obi promised he was going to do, this president is, trying the best he can to do it. And I'm simply pointing out, when, as a statesman, you want to discuss, the national fortunes or misfortune, it behoves on you, even when your interest lies more in advancing a false narrative or a negative narrative, because it makes you look like an alternative to what you consider negative. But you must do so with some level of, truth and facts, even if it's not truth, because truth can be relative. But at least facts can be a bit more objective. Be factual. So if we say, for example, that on your show this morning, you did say that, inflows into Nigeria has risen by 60. That's an objective fact.
The fact
right?
on the poverty numbers, were they factual or not?
No. Because
Nigerians, 100 million Nigerians in poverty.
No, see, let me address that.
150 multidimensional poverty. Was that fact?
See, as of 1999, 2001, 2011, over 48% of Nigerians were living in multidimensional poverty.
Currently, are they
no, see, my point to you,
yes.
If, I'm not here to, I'm not, again, I'm not going to be, talking about figures and what is accurate and what is not.
Talk about facts.
What I'm saying is that even if, let's assume without conceding,
yeah,
that, the figures to be put out as those who are living in, the point I'm making in response is that, long before Asiwaju thought of becoming president or running for president, a number that is very similar of Nigerians were living in multidimensional poverty. In other words, it didn't happen yesterday. And by the way, even if Nigeria, everything about what P2B said, Nigeria started to turn the corner, everything started to look up, we're creating more employment. That is, data, statistics takes a minimum of at least 10 years to reverse. You will not see any impact for at least 10 years. Those are long-term statistical, gestational period for evolution, for you to change that. So it doesn't happen in 18 months. It doesn't. And that's my point.
Right. All right. Okay, just very quickly, to go back to my question around the statements made and just factual. You're not the president's spokesperson. You are the National Publicity Secretary of the APC. The APC has been in government for 8 years and counting. So these 10 years you say is actually under the APC government. So it means that it's an APC administration that plunged Nigerians into the poverty levels that we see today. So you can exonerate the current president, but it's also a president under the APC that under his administration, 133 million Nigerians are said to be multidimensionally poor. So it's the same thing. So whether it's the Buhari administration, the Tinubu administration is under the APC, Nigerians are poorer. True or false? Because let's deal with the issues now. Because, away from Mr. Peter Obi, Nigerians are saying that they are hungry. People are in multidimensional poverty. What do you have to say about that? So would you, yeah, and then I will ask on a final note, if, for the sake of peace, so that we can, at least one person would extend the olive branch, would you say, as a result of perhaps your statement being misconstrued, an apology for the statement you made whilst you were here, that you will get because you've now clarified it. But at least apologize so that the people who had been going to make threats would then go, at least you wouldn't also be accused of leading a headless mob or people who are threatening Mr. Peter Obi and the Labour Party, members. So 2 things on that one. First, just an assessment of your administration. 8 years now under the Tinubu, as quickly as possible, please. Because you talk about 10 years, it was under the APC administration.
No, see, let me say this. Your question creates a context as though Nigeria began 8 years ago.
No, but you're the one who said 10 years ago. The poverty level.
I was talking about statistical period and gestation. What I'm saying is that your question almost frames a context that Nigeria started 8 years ago or 10 years ago. It didn't. The Buhari administration came on top of nearly 2 decades of governance by the then ruling party. It's
2 decades as well now. Or
two decades.
1 decade now. Going to 1 decade of administration.
So the Buhari administration was a corrective government. And correct it did as it did.
By plunging Nigerians into poverty?
No. Now, are you suggesting that Nigeria had no poverty? There was no poverty in this country?
Said more people
before,
got...
No,
because we have to deal with facts here. No, we have to deal with facts here, Mr. Mouka.
Hang on.
The facts are out there.
No, hang on.
More Nigerians were plunged into poverty under the APC administration.
Can I ask you a simple question? Do you have the data of the Nigerians who lived in multidimensional poverty as of 2015?
Under the Jonathan administration, how many less than 70%. Under the Buhari...
70%?
Yes, less.
Than 70% of Nigerian population?
Yes. Under the Buhari administration, it was over 70%, and at some point, Nigeria was actually ranking high as the poverty capital of the world. So I think that's just fact out there. I'm not saying that in terms of what you said.
But you see what you say. If you take the 10-year parameter you just mentioned,
yes.
So take it that in 10 years of the 10 years of the PB administration before 2015,
yes,
that Nigeria did not move anywhere. Because if, as of 2015, no. You see, you think about what I'm saying, please.
Okay.
Think about what I'm saying. If we, let's say, for the sake of this conversation, we're not economists, right? So let's say that 10 years is that period where we say whatever, the gestation period for transformation of that, data takes 10 years. It means that if 70% of Nigerians were living in multi-dimensional poverty as of 2015, it means that 10 years prior...
Yes, it was your administration that turned more Nigerians into poverty.
Yeah, let's say 69%. Living in multi-dimensional poverty as of 2015. What I'm saying is that nearly 20 years of the PDP did not radically, that's 2 frames of data era, did not radically help this country reduce poverty. Now, the next 10 years that you're referring to, that people like to refer to, of the Buhari administration, now, added to the Tinubu administration. When you say that this APC administration of, let's say, the last, 8-9 years, is the reason Nigeria has the figure you read out of people who are living in multi-dimensional poverty, that is actually disingenuous. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry to say
that is not economics. That's utter. That's just being disingenuous. I'm so sorry about that.
Factual. It is the facts are out there. The Buhari administration
that's the point.
But we need to go.
Completely manipulated facts, and it doesn't bear witness to the conclusion you're trying to give.
All the indices are there, but
it doesn't.
Thank you very much for joining us. On the morning show.